Donald Trump orders the federal government to suspend payments to daycares. Is that a good thing? I'll talk about it when I come back. So, the federal government has suspended payments to daycares around the country in order to sift through all this fraud and investigate if there's fraud elsewhere. The number one culprit is Minnesota, obviously. Everybody knows that. And I'm actually for that, and I'll explain. Government funding of daycare, while often well-intentioned, is not the best use of federal resources and can create more problems than it solves. Child care decisions are deeply personal and vary widely based on family values, work schedules, and cultural expectations. When the federal government subsidizes daycare, it effectively promotes one mode of child rearing over others, such as stay-at-home parenting, care by relatives, or flexible work arrangements. Families who choose these alternatives may still pay taxes to fund programs they do not use, which raises concerns about fairness and equal treatment. Another concern is cost and inefficiency. Large federal programs often involve heavy administrative expenses, complex regulations, and layers of bureaucracy that can absorb a significant portion of funding before it ever reaches families or providers. This can drive up operating costs for daycare centers, leading to higher prices and more regulation, which may reduce the number of small community-based providers and limit parental choice. In some cases, subsidies can even contribute to price inflation as providers raise rates knowing that the government aid will cover part of the bill. That's an important thing to realize. Federal daycare funding can also discourage local and private solutions that are better tailored to community needs. States, municipalities, employers, faith-based groups, and nonprofit organizations are often in a stronger position to design childcare support systems that reflect local labor markets and family structures. Centralized federal policies tend to apply one-size-fits-all rules to very different regions, from rural towns to major cities, where childcare challenges and costs vary greatly. Finally, expanding federal daycare subsidies increases long-term government spending and dependency on public programs. Instead of funding specific services, policymakers could focus on broader economic policies that raise wages, reduce taxes, there's a big one, and increase job flexibility, giving families more freedom to choose the childcare arrangements that work best for them. Empowering families directly rather than steering them toward government-supported daycare respects personal responsibility and preserves a diversity of family choices. For these reasons, federal funding of daycare may limit choice, increase bureaucracy, and crowd out local solutions, making it less effective approach than policies that strengthen families' ability to decide for themselves. So, my belief is don't start having children if you're not financially set for it. Now, I'm not saying you can't have children. I'm saying that make sure you have your economic situation in the right spot so you won't put a drain on the federal government to help raise your child, because that is not the role of the federal government. You choose to have a child, that's your responsibility. not the responsibility of the federal government. You have to provide for it, not the federal government. Putting the onus on the federal government is selfish and is also disrespect to those who adjust their lifestyle in order to afford children, such as having a stay-at-home mom, like I mentioned earlier. So people who don't really concern themselves about their financial situation at the time and have children, that is a slippery slope to go on. Now, I know that some people say, oh, well, things happen, and well, you get somebody pregnant. Okay, well, there are situations that can be explored. I'm not going to go into those because I think most people know at this point, and depending on your belief, it's either a good thing or a bad thing. And you really have to take responsibility and accountability for your actions. So, the use of contraceptives or just not being free and easy lifestyle is going to help you better determine when the time is right to have children. And quite frankly, maybe never. Maybe, the financial situation that you are only able to have is, precluding you from doing that. That doesn't mean you should say, well, screw everybody else. I'll just rely on the federal government. That's a selfish attitude. So be accountable, be responsible, and be financially in the right place before you decide to have children. Anyway, that's my take. If you like this video, please smash that like button. Subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers I have to this point, and welcome more. And hit the notification bell so you're aware of when my next video will pop. And let me know in the comments what you think. I know it's a controversial topic. There's going to be a lot of people sensitive to the statements I made. But, everybody has an option. So till next time, thank you for tuning in to Ken at Large. I'm Ken, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.